year ago at this time.
Absolutely. Just if looking back to where we were at this point a year ago, like it's not close. It's night and day difference. Obviously, a lot of new faces, but even the guys got returning, they look different. They're more confident. They're more comfortable. Staff understands what's expected, what the routine is. So obviously, just a lot smoother, a lot more recall, and a lot to build off of.
In those team periods, we saw DBs are being pretty disruptive in a number of ways. I guess, what are you seeing from them early on? What kind of tone is that in the setting?
I mean, it's day one, and when you're just running out here in helmet and spiders, you know what I mean? But they did make a couple plays on the ball. We've got a lot more depth in that room, especially at the corner position. So that's obviously going to push guys a little harder because they know opportunities are going to be limited just because of the amount of depth.
How have you seen, even over the summer, how that depth is maybe competitively pushing up performance levels?
Yeah, just a lot more extra work, a lot more film study, a lot more walkthroughs, a lot more time out here, in the indoor working on individual. And then also, even though they're competing, they're also really tight-knit. They go fishing all the time together. They hang out together. And so even though they're competing with one another, it's because of the amount of time that they've spent with each other and how hard they're working, they've gotten really close as well.
This long off season, Ryan. Any players notable for really changing their bodies over the course of the season?
Oh yeah, George Byrne was 209 when he got here. He's 240 now. Will Held is 260. Even like guys like Corey Stewart, he was 288 when he got here in January. He's 318 now. Who else? I mean, I could rattle off a bunch of guys, but definitely Rowe and the strength staff and Ellen with nutrition have really attacked their jobs and done it at a high level, and it shows.
And speaking of that, pretty soon the facility is going to open up there. Well, what can you tell us about that and how that will help the program?
Yeah, it's actually already open. We have started eating our meals over there. It's everything like Purdue is first class. The food is awesome. The options are awesome. It's functional and very spacious and aesthetically pleasing. Like I said, it's Purdue, so it's first class.
Talk about the competition. I don't think there's any question who your starting quarterback is, but behind Hudson, there's 3 or 4 guys that are all competing to, if something happens, I'm the guy.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what else to say, but other than you're absolutely right. Hudson is the starter, and guys are rallying around him, and obviously his talent speaks for itself. But the reps behind him are getting spread around to see who we can count on to go win us a game if need be.
How fluid is the offensive line situation right now, and at what
Very.
camp do you expect to sort of whittle that down or kind of bring it around?
Yeah, it's completely fluid right now. There's obviously I think there's a couple guys who were like, yeah, they're going to be starters, but where they're playing on the offensive line just depends on what 5 give us the best opportunity to win. And we'll start dwindling that down when they start making it clear who's a 1, who's a 2, and so on and so forth.
Well, what's the defense have to do to get better?
Everything. I mean, I can't look at. I mean, obviously, I think we were disruptive and got sacks and takeaways and TFLs and things like that, but we gave up too many yards, especially through the air, too many explosive plays. So we got to get better at everything.
Last year, the kicking game was a sour point, and you created a lot
in
of
terms
competition.
of
Well, just consistency.
the field goal kicking.
Yes.
Yeah, because I thought our punt coverage and punt return and kick return were
specifically about
kickoff was decent.
field goals, but you've created some competition there, and
Yeah.
that's an area that you've got to get a lot better at. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
What do you like about the guy you brought in from UCLA? Obviously, a true freshman comes in with a lot of hype. So
Yeah, I've been really happy with what I've seen out of Spencer, just in terms of his competitive nature and really him as an athlete too. He's not just a kicker. So guys are competing. We'll chart everything, and the guy that will roll out there August 31st will be the guy that wins the job.
In terms of the defense, on one hand, you've got a lot of guys in the second year in the system. You think that would be a benefit for them. At the same time, you're also expecting big things from transfers at some places. How are those two groups sort of working together? Are the second year guys helping
Absolutely.
bring those first year guys along?
Yeah, like I said, this is, if you just are talking about team chemistry and guys genuinely having a relationship with one another as a brotherhood, it's night and day this year to last year. And so I think part of that reason is because most of the transfers we brought in, except for one, got here in January, so they've had a lot of time to sort of gel. Whereas a year ago, most of the guys we brought in, it was in June, they didn't have a lot of time to get to know each other. So I think that definitely has been an added value for us. Yeah, but that's for a squad, you know what I mean? Yeah, we had a couple of poignant conversations last night.
You can't talk about the subject matter at all.
Nah, we'll keep that in-house.
Do you hope that this is
I don't want to make any of you guys mad.
do you hope that this is a two-pronged running back approach like you had last season?
No, hopefully we can find a third. I think especially in this conference, you need three to get you through the season at a high level.